Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with another recording of Hearthstone. So in an effort to not run into a potentially 5th or 6th recording, I got 2 victories and 1 victory for the rogue, 2 for the priest. Let's play as the priest now and hopefully get the last 2 victories. Inherently the problem is I just don't have anything to talk about. Nothing at all. CES is going on right now. CES has been for probably a decade now not an important event. E3 for less time has stopped being an important event also. You would think as a YouTuber now, and instead of just a casual fan, that maybe E3 would come around and be more helpful.
In the light's name.
But
job's done.
No, that's not the case at all. The fact of the matter is that the whole YouTube thing does not help me one bit to do the E3. So right now I'm messing with my headset. If that's affecting my volume, I'm sorry. The dial on the side, I think, affects the earpiece, but no audio is playing through that. That is something I've thought about as doing once I get a newer microphone, is that I will have to plug headphones directly into the mic, the headphones out of the microphone, and or through the mixing board ideally if I get a professional level microphone. And that's certainly going to change things, because then no longer would my TV be making any sound at all, and there would be a reduction of the echo and such of certain things. Then no longer would we be having this kind of masking effect from the TV, because it masks all the other noise in my house, but also we would be getting better quality recordings too. The next step after having an isolated sound output playback to headphones that I'd be wearing when I'm recording, which that is certainly something to think about as far as, is that something really I want in my life? It's probably no, but I'm probably going to do it anyways. Let's go and heal this guy and this guy. Because like the headphones I have right now are like Audio Technica, big old listen to music things, and they're gonna be heavy after a few hours of wearing. I may not actually wear those. I may just use regular earbuds or something along that lines. Anything is possible. Here we go. And go and in the turn. So yeah, things will be changing. But as far as the dial right now, I'm hoping that's just the audio playback to the headphones, and because I'm in the GameStop
Give me a quest.
controller versus my old controller, it's just treating it differently. I'd always I was a little bit afraid of change there because
how many fingers do you see?
of a potential issue of the digital to audio converter doing things different, and then it very well probably is doing things slightly different. I probably sound slightly different, but maybe it didn't seem like it was any noticeable change at all. So when it comes to audio equipment, if you change anything and you're gonna start changing, it's gonna start sounding different. Something is going to work
Well played.
oddly. Even if you changed out like one controller to the other controller, I bet they're not high enough quality that they would be super consistent even between that. And again, I'm gonna change again to the Xbox One controllers. Yeah, I've won this. Good. Nice victory. Nice to have an easy victory. I was paying attention. Almost to 58. Let's play again. I've kind of backed off from the alternating way I used to do it. So because we've gone to closer to 30-minute episodes, now it's more just focus on what we're trying to focus on. Instead of alternate between two quests.
I will fight with honor.
The light shall bring victory.
I went back, and as I was watching Twitch, and I saw somebody else was playing The Walking Dead Season 1, and lucked right into they were playing right in the middle of episode 3 of Season 1, which is a big twist and probably one of the most, or the second most maybe, impactful, yeah, I'd say maybe the second most impactful scenes in the whole game. And so I sat down and watched this other guy do it, and he's on Twitch, and it's like 2 in the morning, and his top donations are $2, so, I mean, maybe that's just because it's 2 in the morning, but then why are you even streaming at 2 in the morning if you're making $1 an hour? But hey, he's probably doing better than me, since I'm only doing $2 or $3 a week. Let's be realistic.
Face the light.
Yeah, I think I'm cool staying right here for now. But he was just rambling and saying stupid things and trying to be all frat boyish, and I'm like, and cussing, and he was so far away from what the mood of that game in particular should be when you're playing The Walking Dead. I mean, just give that a thought for a second. If you're playing The Walking Dead, the mood should be somber. It should be meditative, not
face the light.
Shame I didn't have some damage there to do that. That was probably a little premature to play that card, but I liked it. So yeah, he was totally off. He was totally not saying anything useful. He had this camera up, and we're looking at this guy, and he's talking to the chat. The chat's not on the TV, since I was watching it through my new Roku. So I have no idea what he started talking to the chat, and he hadn't been consistently doing it, so I don't even know if anything there. Double somebody's health. Let's see. I'll go ahead and just double this guy's health and kill this guy. Hit this guy in the face. I think that works pretty well. But yeah, not good. Just not good. And so then I started going back and looking at some of the footage I did for that game, and I'm like, well, I think I did better. I really do. I'm not gonna sit there and say different just to be humble. Come on, hit him. Darn it, darn it, darn it. This guy's gonna kill my guy. Darn it. Darn the luck. One move away from a victory and it's gonna be stolen from me. Well, from this turn. I can still play
We're
this.
gonna be rich.
So he was holding the Reno Jackson, which now turns everything into this weird combination of just like more. So what was it is Reno Jackson in particular has really hurt my priest deck now, because if half of the people or a quarter of the people are gonna be playing Reno Jackson, that means I'm gonna have to do twice as much damage from my healing ability. But also, I guess it's hurt all my other decks pretty badly too. How do we want to do this? I could kill Dr. Boom. Here I could kill Reno. No,
Does
let's
this
do
hurt?
this. 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 And
The damned stand ready.
And then the turn. I guess that puts everything back to the way it was. The only difference is he is down to 19 cards and so am I.
I see.
I have so many games to play and so many distractions in life that are getting more and more. I need to quit distracting myself. I need to really put my head down and focus and get the games done.
Fine, I'll heal.
My fate is sealed.
Hit that. So I have been watching American Horror Story Hotel, and I watched the most recent one, which is the they try to kill the Countess at the end of one episode by shooting her, and then they start up from that in this episode. And to my surprise, one of the witches from American Horror Story Coven shows up in this series, which okay, it seems like everything is getting or attempting to be combined, at least some of them. Like the first season was mentioned, so that is canonical and built in with American Horror Story Hotel. The Witches season is now canonical. The second season it was set mostly in the past, because that was the one that was American Horror Story Asylum.
The damned stand ready.
So it was the second one. And then the circus one, I don't believe.
My fate is
Let's
sealed.
see. Go ahead and kill that. That divine shield there. So, as far as we know,
Minions.
Asylum and
Soldiers of the cold dark. Obey the call of
circuits haven't yet been tied into this. If it's all supposed to come back together and connect, I don't know how it is. Because really, remember at the end of the first season of American Horror Story, the Antichrist is born. Is, I believe, what happened, if I'm remembering correctly. So, if they're trying to tie everything back to that, they are tacitly eventually going to move to American Horror Story Apocalypse, and that's going to be the end of it. Which might not be a terrible idea, because it's been off and on as far as the seasons. Some seasons, well, actually, I haven't really liked any of the seasons since the first season. I was excited by the thought of Asylum, but I really didn't like it. The Witches one didn't go in the direction that really interested me.
Speak to me.
And then, yeah, there was some real weird fun with the Witches one. And so I think it may very quickly become the situation that they're just trying to wrap it up and end it, and fine. If you want to wrap it up and end it, that's fine. You could say you went 5 seasons, you did 5 different stories, and whatever. I think it would be a great idea for them if they went out with a bang and the final season was just called American Horror Story Apocalypse. And it was set just in an apocalypse, and that was the end of the world. Because they haven't gotten into the super, like, demonic things in any of their series. It's been ghosts, but not demons. There, we lost that. So yeah, I watched that, and I don't know. I don't even remember what I was gonna say about it. Wow, I watched it last night, and in the conversation of talking about all the previous seasons, I've forgotten what happened in this last night, in the episode I watched last night. Must have not been that impactful. I guess it wasn't. But I think it was wrapping up, and that's fine. Just like the hotel series again is not that. I just didn't catch me. I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe I'm in a different point in my life where that's the type of horror that wouldn't interest me. Maybe it's just been played out. Maybe all the other shows on TV have caught up with it. I just have no idea. Well, I think the real problem of the American Horror Stories is that after the first season, after you've built up a connection with that first family, you're kind of left with this. Just, they want you to do the same thing for the second season and the third season, and it's just like, no, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to forget everything that happened in the first season. And now that they're tying it back in, it only gets more irritating, because it starts to feel like one of those series where the like Lost, in a lot of ways Lost is like, what is the deal with the island, the first season, and then about a whole bunch of other BS for all the other seasons until the end, and then in the end they come back and they sort of explain what the deal is, but I'm still not sure if I fully understand what the deal with the Lost series is, and I don't think anybody can because it was such a horrible mess. Talking about horrible messes, Heroes looks like it's going to be cancelled again. Heroes Reborn. I feel like rightfully so it should be cancelled. You can't really blame it on a writer's strike this time. I have to blame it on just they didn't hire the right writers or pay enough writers to write a story there. But also there was a major problem in calling it Heroes Reborn. They were trying to introduce all these new characters as a next generation thing. When if they were going to do that, they should have done a Star Trek The Next Generation, just clean break of it. And even in Star Trek The Next Generation, it wasn't until the second or third season that people really got on board with it. There was plenty of people at the time that said, no, Kirk is our only captain. We don't want this Next Generation garbage. And I'm saying the exact same thing as far as Heroes. I want the characters for the original Heroes back, and frankly I only kind of like the first and second season, even at that, of Heroes.
In the light's name.
So I'm very, very picky. Let's see. If I play this, I can't play that. If I play this, I can't play that.
Job's done.
Just end the time there. See what happens. So, but like, I have no interest in these new kids for Heroes Reborn. I think it is a huge mistake for the main kids, which there are several. There's like the main boy, his girlfriend, the main girl, and then there's Katana. So 4 out of
the Sunwell.
Possibly 7, maybe a little bit more, of the main characters are teenager characters that starts to push Heroes into being like something you might see on a Teen Nick or maybe ABC Family type deal. Not even getting up to the level of a CW where you get like Supernatural, which has its problems, but at least is interesting to watch to me. So yeah, I think they had made a major mistake in just having them be main character. I want adult Heroes with maybe a sidekick kid every now and then, which they do have a sidekick kid in Heroes Reborn too. Also,
we must cleanse the Sunwell.
And the story wasn't super interesting. I don't know if they can take it anywhere else. It's almost the same problem. Well, it's probably exactly the same problem if you were going to really try to do like an X-Men.
Fine, I'll heal.
X-Men TV series. I think really when you started to try to do that, it's not going to work very well. It works as a kids cartoon fine because people are willing to suspend disbelief and have bad story writing, but when you start to think if there was going to be a primetime X-Men series, which they've tried a couple times, and it's just not going to work. And when you really start to think about it, that's probably also the case for things like, let's see. What was I gonna say? 32 health. If only I could take my health and swap it with this.
Fine,
Well played.
I'll want.
Well played.
Like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is dangerously running into that with Inhumans. But what I think they're gonna pull off with Inhumans in the Marvel Agents, in the Marvel Universe, is they're gonna be few enough and far enough in between. They're gonna be not super powerful characters, and that it's gonna make some more sense. The difference between like the 5 Inhumans that have really shown up and stayed around is way less than what you'd see if you were talking an X-Men TV series where there's 5 to 7 people on the X-Men team alone, and they're going to be fighting against 5 to 7 people with powers. Just the effects budget alone is going to be a nightmare. That's also kind of a problem with Supergirl. The effects budget is eventually going to become too much. If they decide to go that way, I don't know. The Supergirl seems like it might very well keep her from actually doing many fight scenes. Go with the Smallville mentality, where 90% of the show is people talking, and then you get a 5-minute scene of Superman running. Let's see. Heal. Inventory.
Thank you.
Let's see, what do we want to do?
Face the light.
Job's done.
What else is on TV as we're talking about TV? Well, I have noticed that Fox is trying to come out with this series Lucifer, and I've noticed that they have not been advertising it except for in very specific and intentional places. So I'm seeing it on American Horror Story commercials. I'm not seeing it on Fox, just basic Fox shows. So I don't think we're going to see commercials for it around Family Guy very much. Probably there will be some of that, but not a lot.
The damned stand ready.
Job's done.
And I think the problem there, if I was just to venture a guess, is the name of it. I think just going with even Lucifer instead of Devil has probably knocked a significant portion of people out of ever watching that series. Before, let alone even learning anything about it. I think there was an old George Burns movie called Oh God You Devil, which was like the 3rd or 4th in the Oh God series that he did. Which the first one I have seen, and actually it was a pretty good movie for considering its age and everything. It's quite amazingly good.
My fate is sealed.
This is only gonna screw me up if I die, so I'm gonna heal this guy and keep him alive.
Job's done.
And yeah, as far as Lucifer goes, they should have definitely snuck it in there.
In the light's name.
Even Preacher, which is I believe coming on TBS or TNT, I never keep those two straight. I think Preacher, which is probably going to be a lot darker thematically and story-wise than Lucifer is, I think Preacher is totally going to get more views just randomly. If only I could get a Valen's. What is it? The one that gives you +1 spells attack. Guess I have no choice. I need to play this next turn.
Not quite what was planned. Not
My
quite
fate
what
is
was
sealed.
This here, and if I do this here,
My fate is sealed.
Not quite what was planned.
this, this,
Job's done.
there, alright, end the turn. That gets him back to a 5-5, darn it. So if I bring this one out and play this here, I'll take that. What else is on TV or coming out on TV? Not a lot. I heard a rumor that it looks like Doctor Who is not coming back at all in 2016. That potentially the first episode will be the Christmas episode of 2016, and then the season will come out, which, boy, wasn't I just saying a few weeks ago, or a few recordings ago, how I was ready for a new Doctor Who, even though I hated the entire season that just happened, and definitely giving me the exact opposite of what I want if that really becomes the case. Alright. This has to work, or I am in big trouble.
My fate is sealed.
Job's done.
He's down to 9 cards. If he played another one of these, I could potentially make him run out of cards, but that's not going to help. I've got to get my health up.
I must consider.
So, the question, well, it doesn't matter now. The question is, would this Inspire ability actually heal 2 or do 2 damage? This says your cards and powers that restore now deal damage
I
instead.
enjoy raiding.
So, probably because this says restore, that still counts. This is an Inspire power, I guess? Is how you put it? Yeah, I don't know what can save me. I have no idea what can
How
save me.
many fingers do you see?
Feel my pain.
Job's done.
So I've lost again. Darn it. Darn the losses. Yeah, I don't know what else is on TV, and I guess it's a good thing I don't know what else is on TV if I was going to just wrap this up. That certainly means that's one less distraction. Let's see. Is he going to get it to 56? Can he do it again?
Is someone injured?
Another loss. So where are we at? We need one more priest victory and one more rogue victory. I think next recording we should be able to get that done. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.